What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay Money and my guy Andy Lang here, man. He always keeps the fire with the intro, man. Love it. Love the glasses. Love the shirt, my guy. Let's talk some NBA, my guy. We just got some big news in the NBA as well. We got to talk about it, man. But obviously, it's the first day of November here, man. 2022, my guys. We talking some NBA. What's up with you, Andy? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Everything's going good. Happy Halloween. Looks like Kyrie and Durant got what they wanted. They get to be their own coaches now. So we'll see. I think they may learn.
What do you think about this? Steve Nash, like literally 10 minutes before the show, Steve Nash just fired as Nets head coach, my guys. So we'll see what happens. This team, I mean, they're coming off a win, Andy, and you see what do you think about that?
I think that drama is one of the ultimate killers of professional teams. You look at some of the professional teams that are constantly winning, and there's just not a lot of drama inside. And if there is, they know how to deal with it. And it just follows Kyrie around. He does a lot of it himself. And I go back to saying this Kevin Durant decision to say, I would rather pair up with Kyrie Irving as opposed to staying with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson continues to be one of the most influential decisions we've seen in the NBA. I mean, it forever has changed that, what has happened in the Eastern Conference and also for the Warriors and for the careers of quite a few. I just think whenever you get involved with Kyrie, you just have to know that there's just going to be drama, and sometimes it's just too much to overcome. I've been out on Kyrie for a long time. His props are great to bet on, but as far as getting to a championship level, I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point there, man. Nets had high aspirations this year, my guys. It's been interesting. Like I said, I mean, we'll go ahead and talk about this game. This was first game up anyway, so I don't really want to start the show off with negativity, but I mean, hey, it may be positivity. It could be one of those addition by subtraction. And I want to lead into because what did we see yesterday? Simmons and Seth Curry didn't play, and the team looked a lot better. They came out there 48-24 right out the gate. But obviously, it's the Pacers, and they did just come off the loss there, but they showed something there, right, Andy? So just be interested to see today. I mean, obviously they went from somewhat of a fade team to me. Usually I like to take the team that just fired their coach. You know what I'm saying? Usually this somewhat changes things for me. I was leaning towards the Bulls, but this may have me looking leaning towards the Nets. I mean, I'm probably going to stay off this game. I feel like it could literally go either way, right? The Bulls, they're a little banged up. They have obviously DeRozan and Levine, but his team is still really missing a solid point guard, a pure point guard over there. The Nets, they're missing bigs. They're not really playing defense right now. I paused the game like 4 times yesterday, Andy, and I'm just watching them, and it's like they didn't even care on defense. So, I mean, you never know, man. They may come to play here today. They may get a little pep in their step. That's the only thing I'm saying. But you like any props in this game?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what you said of last night's game, obviously I watched all the Pacers games here from Indiana. So they were able to beat the Pacers on the night the Pacers start off 0 for 12 from threes, and you got one of the worst games you'll ever get from Tyrese Halliburton. Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of take those into account when you're looking at this game. So you brought up a great point about Andre Drummond being out tonight. The Nets just struggle to rebound. I mean, Claxton is doing as much as he can inside to get the rebounds. But, man, if Drummond is out, which he has officially been ruled out, I love Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds. He should feast inside. He's coming off of a monster rebounding game. He's really frustrating to bet on props-wise. He'll have a huge game and then, 2 duds. But this sets up great for him. He's going to get a lot of minutes. He's going to be the biggest, tallest guy inside. And then I did recommend Zach LaVine, but with this news, and I don't know if it's all about the news I'm looking, this prop has gone all the way up to minus 155. I do like Zach LaVine over his points. I would actually like it to get to 23.5 at a lot less juice. Back-to-back situation that the Nets are traveling, and we saw just no perimeter defense whatsoever. So LaVine should have a good one. But if I'm looking at this one, I'm looking at probably Vucevic over his rebounds, LaVine over his points. But if you're looking here at they also said Ben Simmons is out. So if Ben Simmons is out, Claxton at 12.5 points is worth
the line. The line didn't even move, Andy. That was crazy too. Hey, yo, the line went up. Simmons and
Oh,
Curry
poor
got
Ben
ruled
Simmons.
out, and it was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Nets was at -1 this morning. See what I'm saying? I look back at it, oh, it's twos. Come on, man. Simmons out, y'all take it off. But
Simmons and Nash are out. That's worth a
that's
point. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah,
yeah.
Simmons. With Simmons out, look at Claxton, another guy. I don't see his props. Royce O'Neal gets a couple more extra shot opportunities,
Mhm.
but Vucevic, I think Vucevic and the rebounds is where you're looking at for this game.
Yeah, that's a good point there, man. Yeah, it's a tough for me. I can't wait to watch it. Maybe make some live bets. Obviously back to back for the Nets. They didn't have to travel anywhere. It's gonna be a really good game. I mean, you see the spread. It's a toss-up type of game, man. With Nash over there, it was bulls or nothing for me. I'm telling you that this morning when I said I tweeted out on Twitter, I'm leaning all dogs tonight, man. I'm like, damn. When we see this though, that's what you wait for the Nets. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn up tonight, man. So I'm staying off the game, man. I'd actually lean Nets here. It's they probably have just a tad little pep in their step tonight, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Oklahoma City here, man. We got the Thunder here laying 3 points here. And it's crazy, man. I don't know when the last time the Thunder have been laying points, but they're laying points versus the Orlando Magic team. Doesn't really have a point guard. I mean, they have a few guards. They have a lot of guys that can handle the ball, but no real point guard on the team. A lot of bigs, though, right? So I feel like there's matchup advantages on both sides here, and you got to look at some rebound props on the Magic, though, right?
Yeah, I was hoping to get Bull to have his rebound props, but I don't see it. I do have a sneaky way to kind of attack this one.
Yeah.
Um, on DraftKings, if you look at the double props, Wendell Carter Jr. is -115 to not have a double. Since Bull has stepped up, Carter's just not quite getting there. He had doubles in 3 out of his first 4 games of the season. Last 3, he has not gotten there. He had 9 rebounds against Dallas, but before that, 5 rebounds against Charlotte, 8 against Cleveland. It's the numbers just aren't there for Carter. Carter is one of my favorite guys towards the end of the year to be playing props on his overs. But you might sneak in a bet on him to not have a double because of Bull just taking away all of those rebounds. I find the Oklahoma City Thunder it's pretty obvious. You're just looking at SGA. Is he gonna go off tonight? Is he gonna go over? They got his. I mean, they have his points at 27.5. So the cat's out of the bag. That being said, I'm not taking an under on SGA. So I think you might be fading Wendell Carter here a little bit, and then even 27.5, they got it at -135. So I don't think I can recommend that one. Paolo, I think he might start to hit a little bit of a wall. You see his numbers dipping a little bit. So the value on Paolo Banchero is on the under. I would look under on his PRA. He's gone under the last couple games in a row. So looking at some unders on this one, really.
What about well, you might want to look at Bencaro assists. He's had the ball in his hands a lot, so that's probably why the scorings went down because he's had to facilitate. But if Jalen Suggs comes back, he is questionable tonight. He's been out, I believe, the last 5 games with an ankle sprain. There's spot he's listed. He got upgraded to questionable here, so don't be surprised if Suggs does play in this game. They might get at least one of their point guards back. But I'll tell you this: my theory is in this game, obviously the Thunder, they have the guard advantage. They have a ton of guards over there, not a ton of tall guys though. And they like to get in the paint as well. They have the 5th. Obviously it's early in the season, but they scored the 5th most points in the paint. But you look at the Magic, they're the 11th best team in the NBA at defending the paint. So, and just from basketball psychology as well, when you got a bunch of tall guys down there and they're blocking your shots, and that happens early in the game, you kind of just start to get scared to go inside. Then if the Thunder are turned into a 3-point shooting team, that's not necessarily where they're best at. They want to get into the paint. They face some somewhat soft defense as well this season, my guys. So that's just the way I'm looking at it. And I'm not laying points with the Thunder. It's simple. Thunder as a dog, 7-point, 8-point dog, 5-6. Yeah, we like them there. They play up to their competition, but I could actually see them playing down to their competition here, my guys. I don't like the Thunder as a favorite. This is a magic or nothing spot for me. And actually, if Suggs comes back in this one, I might be putting a little some on Magic plus the 3 in this one. A money line. I think they can win this game. It's a winnable game for the Magic here, my guys. So magic or nothing for me in this one. Let's go over here to the streets of Miami here, man. We got the Heat laying 1 point versus the Golden State Warriors here. Total sitting to around 225.5, my guy. What we doing in this one? Let me see this. I gotta update that total. But what you like in here, Andy? Yeah.
Well, This is a recipe that has worked so far, and I think it's going to keep working. The worst team in the NBA at defending centers is the Golden State Warriors. They give up over 30 points a game to that position. The next worst team is the Indiana Pacers. They give up under 27 points a game. So you have this huge discrepancy. And so, okay, centers. Well, then let's take a look at power forwards. The worst team, the Golden State Warriors. They are giving up 28 points. They are giving up 58 points a game to power forwards and centers. They have no defense for these guys inside. Looney is just not getting it done. Draymond Green, his defense seems to be much better out on the perimeter and setting up his teammates. So what you're looking at here is really taking advantage of that matchup. So you're looking at power forwards, you're looking at centers against Golden State. And this is not just a one game thing. Look at it throughout the course of the season. We had a great client play on Isaiah Stewart over his PRA against Golden State. He cashed it by halftime. That's how bad they've been. For Golden State, Klay Thompson, he's an underplay until he shows that he can be more consistent on shooting. Again, if you're going to play Klay Thompson under, I would just commit to playing him 3 or 4 games in a row. That way, if he hits tonight, you know he's probably going to regress back. And then Steph, his point total just got lowered to 26.5. This is kind of one of those things where he's the guy. Him and Poole have really stepped up. So if I'm looking at overs for Golden State, it's got to be Steph. Maybe Jordan Poole. I don't know if Poole's even going to play tonight because I don't see any props for him right now. But it's Steph over, it's Klay under, and then it's definitely that Miami front court over for me tonight.
That's a good points, man. Man, we got our guy here, Ralph Michaels, man, in the background, man. Let's bring in the Mr. Penn, man, the guy. What's up with you, Ralph? Everything cool with you?
Hey guys, I apologize. It's one of those East Coast, West Coast time things, and I was thinking I was on the wrong time. So thanks for the reminder on Slack. Sorry I missed the beginning of the show. Doing great. I do want to mention I have my first NBA 5% play up for the season. It's only $2. I've hit 4 straight NBA plays, and listen to this. When I've had an NBA play rated 4% and higher, I've gone 24-5, 83%.
Got you, Ralph. We're talking about this Miami Heat versus Golden State Warriors game, Ralph. You like anything in this one?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Golden State, I can't believe this defense. I mean, I'm accustomed to them playing the defense and allowing 54% to Denver and over 50% to Phoenix. And the 48% at Detroit shocked the heck out of me. So, going to Charlotte, it's a team that I can't play as a favorite because of the defense they're playing. But in this pick 'em roll, you look at Miami's defense, they've allowed over 50% the last 2 games as well. So, Klay Thompson rested the last game. Is that part of the reason for the loss? He'll be available here. And, I got a question for you, Andy, talking about that. I lean Golden State and I lean over for this. But do your props change when you do this load management and players are coming off rested? Do you find that they tend to go over or under more? Or is that just a situation team by team and player by player?
Situation team by team. Jay and I talked about this the very first show the day before the season started. We talked about load management for Golden State and how they weren't going to be playing these guys over 30 minutes. I think this is part of the plan. I don't think there's an injury with Klay Thompson. We're seeing guys like Kawhi Leonard. That's injury related. That knee is obviously not healthy. We're seeing Ben Simmons, left knee soreness. He's also coming off of a back issue last. So there's a difference between load management that was planned, which is what Golden State is doing, and injury-related load management that's just kind of popping up. So it's a case-by-case situation. I'm playing Klay Thompson under because his shooting hasn't been there, and he's just not moving right. I mean, the guy has had some really traumatic injuries to those legs. He's got to get used to his new legs. He will never be the player that he was before, so he's got to get used to it, and he's obviously not. So until he gets used to it, he's an underplay for me.
Yeah, that's some good points. Some good points there, man. We know Andy gonna look at those toes there. Ralph say he's leaning towards the Warriors and over. It's a tough game for me, man. Obviously, Warriors coming off a couple of losses to a couple of lesser teams as well. I did hear Kerr say that it was tough from them going from West Coast to East Coast. That it wasn't necessarily a good spot for them, but still, they lost back to back to the Pistons, man. It's kind of make you scratch your head there. So wouldn't be surprised if the Heat did get some revenge here, but it's also their first game coming off that West Coast road trip as well. So it'll be interesting see if the Warriors can get back in the winning column here. So it's definitely a tough game. And obviously, you could tell by the spread, it's definitely a pick 'em toss-up type of game. Ralph, you had.
I mean, and you look at the Warriors. I mean, you have to look look at their schedule. This is an incredible stretch. At Golden State on the 29th, play the next day at Detroit. One day off, you go to Miami. One day off, you go to Orlando. Then the following day, you play New Orleans. I mean, that is just a brutal 5-game stretch in a total of 9 days. The NBA did him no favors this early in the season.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely looked ahead to that already, my guys. But one more game here on the card. We're gonna go to last game up, man. We're going over here to the streets of Phoenix here. We got the Suns laying 3.5 points. This one opened up at 5. It started to head back up to 4 now at most books. It's only 3.5 left out there if you'd like to take the Suns at 3.5. Heading to 4s, my guys. Timberwolves here heading on the road here, coming off a bad loss on Sunday versus the Timberwolves. They didn't have their guys, Ralph. You like anything in this game?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Minnesota, and yes, they impressed me, and people thought Phoenix wasn't going to be the same team, and they're off to a great start. So, I look at Minnesota, and, it looks like they're playing to the level of their opponents. I mean, Gobert's got a great start. Cat's got to learn to play with them a little better. But, Minnesota's played well against the foes they should. And then they lose to Utah and San Antonio, 2 teams they should beat. I think Minnesota's in a good spot here. I think they're a team that I'm going to play when the line's between the 6s. We'll see what happens when they're a bigger favorite with the talent they have as they start getting their expectations. But I do expect them to perform well here, and I do lean with Minnesota. It didn't make my card. I didn't bet them, but it was a game that I marked with a couple check marks and wanted to dig in deeper and read. So a definite lean, but didn't get to the card for me.
Yeah, that's a good point there. That's a good point, man. Yeah, my guy starting the chat said he got them boys at +5 last night. But Andy, what you liking here? I believe Aiden is still out here, so you got what's the guy's name coming off the bench, man? I just forgot his name, but
yeah, Bismack.
Biombo, Biombo. Yeah, I'm like, so what you thinking? Looking at some Biombo props here? What else? You liking any props in this game?
I mean, I can look at Bismack Biombo props all I want, and I'll just scroll down and go to some guys. I got to look at Karl Anthony Towns here at 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Don't overlook how good he is at rebounds and assists. Last game against San Antonio, 26, 11, and 4. Against the Lakers, 21, 8, and 7. And without Ayton in there, I think it's a big game for Gobert. And the activity of Karl Anthony Towns should set up well for a lot of props here. I think he's off of rest, and he does seem to do good off of rest. Their point total is 22.5. I lean going PRA just because he's only gotten to 21 points a couple times in the last 3 games. I just think there's going to be so much room for them to maneuver down low. Gobert should have a big game. You could look it over his rebounds, but Karl Anthony Towns should get the ball a lot. The Phoenix Suns have been pretty good defending the perimeter. So if you're looking at it from a Minnesota perspective, where's the biggest weakness? Well, it's inside, and it's Karl Anthony Towns all night. So I look for a big game from Towns. I'll take him over.
Yeah, that's a good point there.
Biombo, just like you guys mentioned, only 6'9". They have Lendell, who's 6'11", but they lose a lot of height on the inside. I think big teams can't expose them when Ayton's not playing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Lendell's been balling over there, man. I've been watching him off the bench. He actually been playing. He actually been balling. They might need to start him the way he's been playing, to be honest with you, man. But be interested to see how the Wolves look with their tandem, with their 2 bigs out there. They have not really gelled so far this season, my guys. So somewhat stumbled out the gate. We kind of feel like they could have started out 7-0 this year, but they chose to play around with some of these lesser teams. They are playing up against a big team today, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep that going, my guys. They can keep it going, man. But now let's get over here. Just get to some free piece, man. But first, we got to let you guys know Ralph has a $2 Tuesday play. It's always $2 Tuesday over at Wager Talk, my guys. Go check us out. I'm staring there at the live odds screen right now, just like I do all day, man. Comparing odds. Make sure you're getting the best line. Shop for those odds, my guys. Send your email. You get all the content, the alerts. See what I'm saying? But Ralph, what you got going over there? Wager Talk, and you like any pick today or today's card?
Yeah, again, the $2 play, take advantage. Hopefully you do. If you've never tried out my plays, hope you enjoy it. Hopefully it cashes for us. I'm going to go with Minnesota. You look at the last couple games, and it's almost a contrarian play. Phoenix has shot 51, 52, and 54% their last 3 games. You look at Minnesota playing the Lakers in San Antonio, 40.14 and 40.4%. Horrible. They've gotten out rebounded 3 straight games. So that's not what you expect. I think they can get the rebounding edge. I'm happy to take them, keeping this game close. And although Phoenix has gone over 3 straight times, I do actually lean with the under. This defense for Minnesota has held their last 2 foes to under 42%. They've held 5 of the 7 foes to 44% or lower. I think Minnesota's defense can take care of Phoenix. I lean Minnesota, and I do lean the under in the game.
I like it, man. Let's ride with Ralph one time. What's up with you, Andy? First off, what do you have going over at Wedge Talk, and then any plays on tonight's card, my guy?
Props are going really good for us. Cash NHL player props. I know most people don't think of that. It's a great source of income. We cashed on NFL, so things are going really good. I have golf pack up. I do have NBA, but for tonight, go get Ralph's. You're not going to beat a Ralph Michaels $2 Tuesday 5% play.
5%.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. So go get that. Don't go get my NBA plays for tonight. Go get Ralph's play. Going back to Chris Paul under his point total. I love that it moved from 13.5 at heavy juice down to 12.5 at reasonable juice. I'll take the 12.5 all day. If you take that Golden State game out, that grudge match game where he went 4 for 5 from 3-pointers, this guy's 1 for 15 from threes. He's only attempted 7 field goals in each of the last 2 games. He's only played 31 minutes in each of the last 2 games. He's only gone over 10 points 1 time, and that was that Golden State game. Chris Paul is an under. He's giving out a ton of assists. He doesn't have less than 9 in any game this season. He's definitely load managing himself while he's playing, and it's equating to a lot of unders on the point. So grab Chris Paul under 12.5 points tonight.
I like it, man. Let's ride with Andy and Ralph tonight, man. I hadn't bet anything in the NBA so far, man. I'm glad I didn't bet that Bulls game yet, man, because now I'm now with them firing Nash. So the Nets might come out with some extra motivation, my guys. I would lean Nets there. I'm leaning towards the Magic, leaning towards the Timberwolves as well, and the under with Ralph, my guys. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe as well. Go check us out at wagertalk.com. It's Us Against the Bookies, my guys. We back tomorrow. We out.